Hi guys, here I will be dealing with the questions from 1 to 15 in the section B of mock paper discussion. You know already I have discussed the questions 1 to 35 questions in the mock in the section A. Dear student, you know the desired number for the last minute preparation. So from my side, you are strongly recommended to pick a standard mock paper supported by model answer and appear every day in the mock examination strictly from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. After exam, you check the model answer given and discover your mistakes. The last few days is the best time to analyze mistakes on a regular basis in order to fix the gap. For better preparation, you recreate the ambience of an examination hall when doing the mock test. This will increase confidence and lower the pressure at actual examination. This will be continuing from today to day before NEET exam from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And up to this, keep your mind, body and soul active in the time period from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day up to the day of NEET exam. It is advisable to eat balanced diet including green vegetables at 12 p.m. every day and avoid any type of napping. Now let us see what is the first questions of this video session in the discussion of section B. Here the question number 36. The moment of inertia of uniform thin rod of length L and mass m above the axis passing through a point at a distance L by 3 from one of its ends and perpendicular to rod. So it is the rod, moment of inertia, ICOM, you know, 1 by 12 ml square. But here axis passing through a point at a distance of L by 3 from one its end. Another axis passing perpendicular to the rod from one end, it is L by 3. So we have to find out the gap between these two axes. So from parallel axis theorem we can say ICOM plus MD square. From the parallel axis theorem, you know this question is taken from the rotational mechanics and we have to find out here the moment of inertia, and here two important theory. One theory is perpendicular axis theorem or parallel axis theorem. So from the parallel axis theorem, the moment of inertia about a axis perpendicularly to the rod at a certain distance from the midpoint. So the moment of inertia is equal to ICOM plus MD square. You know it is 1 by 12 ml square and the distance between these two axes is equal to L by 6 whole square. And finally it is 1 by 12 ml square and ml square by 36, it is 4 ml square by 36, and finally the right option here is ml square by 9, and the option 3 is the correct answer of this problem. Next problem, a complex current is given by I equal to 5 plus 5 sine 100 pi t. If we take the average for the full time period, 5 sine 100 pi t for the full cycle of a sine function, if we take the average of sine function or cosine function for the full cycle, then you know the average of this is 5 and average for the sine function is 0. So here the right option is 2. Next problem. Question number 38. The average binding energy per nucleon in the nucleus of an atom, and approximately it is 8 MeV. You can get this information in a graph: binding energy versus mass number. In any basic text or NCERT textbooks, the average binding energy per nucleon in the nucleus of an atom is approximately 8 MeV. So right option here is 3. Next problem. A Carnot engine has an efficiency of 50% at 6 temperature 50 degrees centigrade. The calculate the temperature of the source. You know the efficiency of an engine. Efficiency of an engine, eta equal to, we can write 1 minus temperature of cold body, that is temperature of sink, and temperature by temperature of the hot body, that is temperature of the hot reservoir, and source of the heat of the engine, and eta it is given, it is half, and 1 minus TC is the 50 degrees centigrade, so this is 273 plus 50 by TH. So simply it is 323 by TH equal to half, and TH equal to, we can write 646 degrees centigrade, and 646 minus 273 okay, no, this is Kelvin and it is degrees centigrade. So finally the answer is 373 degree centigrade, and the correct option here is 4. Next problem. Question number 40. Containing the circuit containing resistance and ideal battery, potential difference VA minus VB is equal to, here the point, 2 point is given, it is A and B, 5 ohm, 15 ohm, 20 ohm, 10 ohm, 11 ohm. You know 10 ohm, 20 ohm, 5 plus 15 it is 20 ohm, 10 ohm, 20 ohm, 20 ohm are in parallel combination. So equivalent resistance R equal to, we can say 1 by 10 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20, and finally this is R 60 by 12, and equivalent resistance of the circuit, equivalent external resistance of the circuit is 5 ohm, and circuit current I equal to, we can write E by R plus R. Since in the problem the battery is given the ideal battery. Ideal battery means there is no internal resistance, but in the branch of the in the branch of the cell there is a resistance given, it is 11 ohm. So this 11 ohm can be considered as a internal resistance of the cell. In this way we can find the circuit current is equal to 32, internal resistance is 11 ohm, resistance is taken as internal resistance, this is 11, and external equivalent resistance between the point A and B, it is 5. So circuit current is 2 ampere. Now we have to find out the potential difference between the point B and point A. From KVL we can say VB minus, if we travel through the negative plate to positive plate from the point B, internally from negative to positive, potential gain along the direction of current, potential drops. So 11 into 2 is the circuit current, equal to, we can say, the potential of the point A. So potential of the point B minus potential of the point A is equal to minus 32 into 22. So the right option here is 10 volt and the correct option is 2. Next problem. Which of the following statement is correct for hypermetropia? Near objects are not clearly visible. Option 1 is the correct option. Next problem. In the case of hypermetropia, near objects are not clearly visible. The person with this type of defect can see the object at a larger distance, comparatively larger distance. Distance objects are not clearly visible. This is not the correct option. Diverging lens is used for the remedy of hypermetropia. No. The converging type of lens is used for the to remove the hypermetropia or to support the hypermetropia, the person having the hypermetropia defect. So 3 is also not the right option. Near and distance, both the objects are no clearly visible. It is also not the correct statement. So 1 is the right option here. Okay, next question number 42. As shown in the figure, a convergent lens is placed inside the cell filled with the liquid. The lens has the focal length plus 20 cm when cell is filled with air. Its material has refractive index 1.5. If the liquid has the refractive index 1.6, the focal length of the system will be. Here, when lens is placed in air, we can say it is A mu G minus 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. It is given in the problem is 20 centimeter. Okay. Focal length of the lens when surroundings is replaced by liquid of refractive index 1.6. So refractive index mu liquid refractive index of the glass with respect to liquid minus 1. It is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. A by FA would be it is A mu G minus 1 and it is mu G by mu liquid minus 1. Okay. You know, refractive index of the glass, that is the material of the lens, is given it is 3 by 2 with respect to here, and it is 3 by 2 by 4 by 3 minus 1. Finally, on simple calculation, it is 9 by 8 minus 1 and it becomes, it is the liquid of refractive index, 1.6, it is actually 8 by 5, and finally it is 1 by 2, and this is 15 by 16 minus 1. Finally, half and minus 1 by 16, and the result it is minus 8. So ratio of the focal length of the lens with respect to surroundings, that is liquid, it is f, and the focal length of the lens in the air given is fa. So f is equal to, we can write minus 8 into fa. You know the value of focal length given in this problem is plus 20 centimeter, and finally it is minus 160 centimeter. Minus represents the nature of the lens becomes diverging since it was in the air. The nature of the lens in the air, it is converging. Finally, the nature of the lens becomes diverging, and the focal length also changes by 8 times, and the right option here is 1. Or simply, you know, since the refractive index of the liquid surrounding the lens, that is refractive index is greater than the refractive index of the lens, so nature of the lens will get changed, okay, when the refractive index of the surroundings is greater than the refractive index of the lens. Next problem. Let us see what is the questions. Question number 43. A semiconductor has equal electron and hole concentration of 6 into 10 to the power 8 per meter cube. On doping the certain impurity, electron concentration increases. Electron concentration increases. So majority carrier is electron. Certainly this type of semiconductor is N type. You know, when any extrinsic semiconductor having the majority carrier is electron, it is known as N type, and the majority carrier is hole. This is known as P type. Okay, next problem. Two coils of self-inductance 2 millihenry and 8 millihenry are placed so close together, the effective flux in one coil is completely linked with the other. So the mutual inductance between this coil is, you know, mutual inductance is equal to K root over of L1, L2. L1 and 2 are the self-inductance of the coils. And here K is known as coupling constant. It is coupling constant, and the value of coupling constant is 1 when flux of 1 is completely linked with other coil. If the total flux of one coil is linked with the other coil, completely linked with the other coil, then the value of coupling constant is 1. And it is simple question, so therefore m is equal to root over of L1 L2. The value of L1, it is given 2 into 8. Finally the answer is 4 millihenry, and here correct option matches with 4. Next problem of this video session. Question number 44. Two coils of self-inductance are placed closer that effective flux one coil is completely linked with the other. The mutual inductance is equal to K root over of self-inductance. Here K equal to 1 because flux linked in one coil, flux linked in one coil by flux of other coil. K is known as the coupling constant when the total flux of one coil linked with the other coil, then in this case the coupling constant is 1, and in this way we can say 2 into 8, and the right option is 4 millihenry, and correct option matches with 2. This is the questions taken from the electromagnetic induction. Next problem. the velocity of electromagnetic waves in free space in 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, the frequency of the radio wave of length 150 meter frequency. We have to find out the frequency. You know, c is the speed of light, speed of electromagnetic wave nu lambda. We have to find out the nu, that is c by lambda. Simple questions. It is 3 into 10 to the power 8 given in the problem. And you know, if it is not given in the problem, you have to take the speed. It is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in vacuum. Okay, and it is 150 wavelength. Finally 1 by 5 10 to the power 7, and it is 2 into 10 to the power 6. I mean, it is 2 megahertz. 2 is the right option here, and the frequency of the radio wave is 2 megahertz. Next problem, question number 46. Two parallel wires carrying current in the same direction attract each other because of potential difference between them. No, this is not the right option. Mutual induction between them. No question arises of mutual induction because it is wire. Electric force between them and magnetic force between them. Attraction, electric force. Two parallel wires carrying current in the same direction. You can consider that the positive charge moving along same direction. Here the two wire has the electrostatic repulsion, but when light parallel current attracts each other due to magnetic force, it will experiences repulsive force due to electrostatic field because of the charge, and you can get also the magnetic force due to the magnetic field because current is moving in the magnetic field of magnetic field of one by other. So attraction, repulsion by the electric force, but when it is attraction, feels attraction because of the magnetic force between them. Not okay. If it is repulsion, then electric force, and if it is attraction, then magnetic force. Next problem. A particle of mass m at rest decays into the two particles of mass m1 and m2 having non-zero velocities. The ratio of the de Broglie wavelength. A particle of mass at rest. A particle of mass m, if it is decays into two particle m1 m2, before explosion, you know, the momentum of this particle is 0, and after explosion the momentum of this particle is p1 and momentum of this particle is p2. So from the conservation, we can say, from conservation of momentum, we can write momentum p equal to momentum p2. The ratio of the de Broglie wavelength, you know, de Broglie wavelength is equal to h by p. De Broglie wavelength is equal to h by p. Since both the particle after explosion having the equal magnitude in their momentum, so we can write here the lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to 1. Okay, next question. Let us see. The half-life of a radioactive substance depends upon radioactive is a half-life of a radioactive substance depends upon. So radioactive is not a any kinds of external influence cannot cannot influence the fact of radioactivity. Radioactivity is a phenomenon of nucleus, and it is the probability that half of the elements decays after certain years, but you can't say when it is happened, but statistically we can say it will the half of the elements will be decay after some certain time, since it is at the half-life. So doesn't matter what is the temperature, the external pressure on it, it is the phenomenon of nucleus, mass of the substance, the strength of nuclear force between the nucleus of its atom. So it depends only the strength of the nuclear force between the nucleons of its atom. Okay, so right option here is 4. Simple questions. Next problem. Light wavelength lambda incident or slit A resulting diffraction pattern is observed on the screen at a distance d. The linear width of the central maxima is equal to linear width. Okay, beta equal to 2 lambda d by a for single slit diffraction. The linear width of maxima is width of the slit. By questions you know beta given is equal to a, so we can write here therefore a equal to 2 lambda d by a, and we have to find out here the value of d, that is the distance of screen from the single slit. D equal to, we can write a square by 2 lambda. A square by 2 lambda is the right option here. Okay, simple questions, straightforward questions. Just you have to remember the formula so that you can use this formula directly in the examination hall on the daily basis. Every day you just write the formula of the formula used in the different chapter of physics. Okay, to keep the formula active in your mind. Next problem. A car starts from station and moves along a horizontal road by the machine delivering constant power. The velocity of car varies with the displacement. Here, if we technically, if we want to solve this problem traditionally, so this problem becomes very large, and it may take some time, 2 to 3 minutes in the examination hall. So my recommendation, you know the dimension of power through the dimensional analysis. The dimension of power is ml square t to the power minus 3, and it is equal to p, and given in the problem it is constant. Okay, in this way it is L, actually it is related to L corresponds to displacement, whereas capital T corresponds to time. Okay, so from this we can say x square proportional to tq, and displacement of the car is proportional to t to the power 3 half, and in this way t varies as x to the power 2/3. We can say also the time varies with the displacement x to the power 2/3. Differentiating both sides with respect to time, we can get dx by dt, and by differentiating the power of the time becomes half. Okay, and t also varies with the displacement. T also varies with the displacement. It is x to the power 2/3 and to the power half. Finally it is x to the power 1/3. So right option here is 2. 2 is the correct option. So velocity of the car varies with the displacement x to the power 1/3. In this way we can find the answer very quickly, avoiding the traditional way. You don't use the equation of power and the expression of velocity with the displacement. Better to go through the dimensional treatment for this type of problem. If any type of variation between displacement time on displacement with the velocity, acceleration with the displacement, or acceleration with time, anything, any questions like this, you have to, we can get here the acceleration also. If we do this, if we do the differentiation, you know, dv by dt, then we get the acceleration also. So this is the way to find out the quick answer in the exhibition hall. And I have discussed here 1 to 15 questions, but you have to choose only 10 questions. You know, the first 10 questions will be taken as a will be taken for the calculation of marks in the NEET examinations. And thank you all for viewing this video. That's all. Best wishes for all students.